guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and today we are going to take down one of the missions for the legendary Vegeta event. Now, this event is pretty tough, right? I've had a chance to play it a couple of times now, so I know exactly what to expect here from this legendary Vegeta event. Now, this, of course, is going to be a no-item run with the Powerful Comeback category. Powerful Comeback, of course, is one of the again, category missions to beat. So I'll start by doing no-item runs for all of the category missions here. And the thing I like doing about this is sort of like recording the run and then kind of doing post-commentary so that I could speed up through this part right here. Because, like, the beginning of the event is just sort of like a warm-up phase. I believe several phases of Vegeta, he does lower your defense, right? Which is problematic. You know, we know from our experience now in the GT Legendary Goku event, that these bosses debuffing you is a major issue, right? But what makes the GT or the legendary Vegeta event the toughest one by far is the Evolution Blue Vegeta is stronger than the UI Goku. He's stronger than the Dragon Fist Super Saiyan 4 Goku by a lot, because Evolution Blue Vegeta, what he does, I think he actually doesn't outright do as much damage as I think Great Ape Goku hits a little bit harder, and I think Dragon Fist Goku, just like by pure stats, they hit a bit harder than Vegeta. But Vegeta himself lowers your defense by 80%. Evolution Blue Vegeta, the final phase, lowers your defense by 80%. What that means is if you get unlucky and he supers you and then hits you multiple times after, you're done, right? It takes, 15 turns to get to him, and then he just says, good night, you're gone, get out of here. STR units are just like, you have got to baby them so much, because if they even sniff that super attack of Vegeta, you lose. STR units, right? It's crazy. So, we'll see. Again, I started with the Powerful Comeback category. The main reason is because I actually had a thumbnail ready. Yeah, this will be one of the last videos where this nightmare is happening. I'm gonna just get a new phone today, probably after I record this, actually, which should, then hopefully that will be fixed, because it's very, very frustrating. Like, it's just completely out of my control, right? Like, until I just replace the hardware, so it's whatever. Now, a lot of the units we're using here, there's fairly obvious reasons why, right? Remember that, so let's just start with AJL UI Goku, the best unit in the game. We know about his critting, his dodging, his good defense, everything. He takes about 20k damage from Evolution Blue Vegeta at the end. I believe I think that's if he doesn't dodge first, or maybe that is if he dodges first. Around 20k, which is definitely doable, but, it is one of those things where if UI Goku gets caught with a super attack and then hit several times, you're in big trouble. But UI Goku's also got the extra utility, right? He has the active skill attack, which is very useful, and he has the revival as well, right? Now, we actually do not revive in this run. This was actually my second try at this. I did lose once with this. It was against Evolution Blue Vegeta right at the very sliver. He was under 1 health bar left, and he did get me. The reason I lost the first time is because... Okay, so we'll move from, again, UI Goku is able to completely dominate the whole way through the event. We get to the end. Blue Vegeta does cancel dodging, right? But the thing about him canceling dodging is, he doesn't have type advantage over AJL UI. That's what makes UI Goku really spooky sometimes in the GT Legendary Goku event, because not only does he cancel Goku's biggest asset, but he's also type advantage over Goku, right? Which is an issue. But here, Goku doesn't have type disadvantage. So that'll bring us to our next unit we'll talk about is LR Tech Gogeta. Also, by the way, right here, so I really, Bardock is really bad. Like, I'm actually, very unimpressed at how slowly Bardock stacks. I really wanted to be greedy and get one more stack in, but this decision to try and get one more stack with Bardock does sort of cost me, and that we eat a super attack right here, which brings me to the next turn, LR Gogeta, the transformation condition, man. I've been talking about that. I mean, a lot of people say, like, just use an item or use them with STR Vegito. Again, there's a lot of categories that they're on that they don't share the STR Vegito and the Tech Gogeta unit, like this one right here, right? So I can't run STR Vegito to fuse and heal, and then LR Tech Gogeta is able to fuse afterwards. So I really, really, really am dying to get the fusion in, because I want the Scouter effect once I get to Blue Vegeta right here. So I actually had to lose Tech Gogeta off rotation in order to get that Scouter effect, because I had to get all those in orbs with LR Evolution Blue Vegeta in order to be able to heal up above 70% to even be able to transform into Gogeta. The other thing, too, is that with this event, again, it's not that easy to transform with Gogeta, right? Like, I mean, sure, like, if you've got items and you save items until this point, yeah, fine. But guess what? I'm not using items. It's a no-item run, bruh, okay? So I can't use items. So, you know, I have to be very careful in how I operate with Gogeta, you know, when to transform and stuff like that. Because in the run I did lose, the problem is that, notice, Gohan, we didn't see it because it cut out, but Gohan took, like, 0 damage from that super attack. Gogeta, damn it, I lost my train of thought. I lost once in this stage because I wasn't even ever able to transform into Gogeta, right? And it's like, Gogeta, again, his Scouter effect is just so needed, dude. The Scouter effect is just, because, you know, especially in this phase, LR Evolution Blue Vegeta does work fine in the event. I feel like he does do really well, but he can't eat a super attack from this Vegeta right here, this physical Vegeta. LR Evolution Blue Vegeta is not able to tank one of those, right? Now, you know, I'm gonna show my equips and my link levels and everything at the end here. But my Gogeta, you guys will notice he additionals like crazy, because he's got like 26 additional or something like that. My Tech Gogeta, I think 27 is the max, and I think he's got 26, I think. So that's pretty good. Again, Bardock for the most part very much underwhelms me. Like, he just stacks up so slow. He hits so weakly. It's just stunning to me. Like, Bardock and Tech Ultimate Gohan were 4 months apart. Think about that. Bardock is, like, borderline unusable in the entire game, seemingly already. Whereas, like, Tech Ultimate Gohan is actually just, like, still, he's just so good. It's just, like, they can't design an event around killing Tech Ultimate Gohan. He's just always good. So it's like, can you believe there's morons out there who say Tech Ultimate Gohan is not good? There's a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people say that Tech Ultimate Gohan is not that good. And it's just like, every single new event, the God event, the GT Goku event, the Legendary Vegeta event, boom, every single event, dude, Tech Ultimate Gohan is a god, right? Now, throughout going through the events, right, I put UI Goku in there because obviously, I mean, he's going to have our best chance of making it through this turn without taking ridiculous damage. We did get unlucky, but UI Goku, I mean, still is good enough that we weren't able to get killed. Remember, we have 3 revival units on the team. We are capable of reviving here. So, of course, I've got no fear for this turn, because we would revive if we do get caught right here, right? With both Evolution Blue Vegetas on rotation. The only thing is I was not keeping track of which Vegeta's been hit 7 times and which hasn't. So I decided to move my Vegeta into slot 1 right here, because I thought that he was one that maybe had not been hit 7 times. And I just wanted to sort of keep the Vegetas and the UI Goku sort of flowing around, so that, like, you know, again, if ever we do get caught by this blue Vegeta boss, you know, we could go ahead and get the revive in, right? The revive will definitely be very, very powerful. Tech Ultimate Gohan's so crazy that, I mean, we could just, this is why, like, Gogeta, the Gogeta and the Vegito unit, both of them are just, like, they're just, like, the towers of power. So I don't know what to call them. They're both just so crazy, right? Because that Scouter effect, dude, the fact that they give you a Scouter effect to play with for, like, turns and turns and turns is just, it's so good. Because, like, again, on this turn right here, I mean, we would have revived anyway, but by seeing where the super attack was, you know, again, both Evolution Blue Vegetas, we would probably, I think we would have, like, immediately died, right? but Gohan was able to tank it. All right, so we entered this turn under 50% HP. I might as well talk about Int UI Goku. Global players just got him. You guys know how crazy he is. On this turn, Int UI Goku's got a 100% chance to dodge because it's his first turn transforming, right? Keep in mind that Int UI Goku is stacking the entire way through the event. He's just very good. This is the event where physical Final Form Cooler will be good in here. Because especially if you can run him with like Janemba or Buhan or something like that, and Cooler will be fine for sure. You can't do STR Cooler in this event though. You can't. You will die. I mean, if you get touched by that Vegeta at the end, STR Cooler is dead. He's now aged out defensively compared to this boss, right? You can't. Well, I mean, okay. Again, when I'm sort of talking about this, I'm talking about it from no items, right? I'm not talking about like, oh, okay, we got cool on this rotation, so I'm gonna pop a Ghost Toucher, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like, because like, look at like the way these spreads are. Vegeta attacks so many times, you have to get very lucky in order to get a turn where you're only going to be getting like one attack on one of these key pieces right here, right? LR Tech Gogeta just continues. He looks really good in this run, right? Like, Tech Gogeta's great. I would probably say, I feel comfortable saying I like STR Vegeta and Tech Gogeta better than Janemba. I've seen that being a discussion. I just feel like because Gogeta and Vegeta are affecting, like Gogeta's not on rotation, and he literally is, like, saving us right here, right? Like, we know, okay, Tech Ultimate Gohan is going in slot 1 because that's where the super attack is. That ability of Vegeta and Gogeta, like, you can't discredit that, you can't discount that. It's like, that is, the Scouter like that is the strongest ability, the strongest effect in the game, right? Just having that to play with, and it's like, just as good as Janemba is, he's only affecting his rotation. He's not affecting the next turn. Now, the one thing that does, like, I'm telling y'all, this is the first time, too, this event, a lot of people were like, oh, well, Gogeta's only got, 5 turns from the Scouter effect. Is it 5 turns? Let me just quickly double check that. It's 5 turns that Gogeta has the Scouter effect, I believe, right? Let me just quickly look at this. Yeah, 5 turns from his first, appearance, right? I just really wish that was 10, like STR Vegeta has. That would have been just so much better if you had 10 turns to play with that, the way, Vegeta does. Because, again, that's their biggest asset. And it's like, STR Vegeta, I think, is going to work in here still. But, again, it's going to be another one of those, you have to be very careful. The good news with STR Vegeta is that it's, like, impossible to get caught with a super attack with him. Because you get 10 turns of seeing enemy super attacks. There's no reason in the world why you would need to fuse with Vegeta before you get to, like, Blue Vegeta or something like that, right? So, it's like, STR Vegeta is probably the best STR unit for this event. I mean, I'd have to... That's without me, like, really looking too deeply into it. Most of the STR units in the game, though, I feel like are just actually non-factors in this event. Yeah, dude, this is so annoying. This shit cutting out all the time. Bardock, by the way, is not that impressive. It barely does damage. I mean, his defense is at a pretty good point. Like, his defense is pretty high at this point. And he does have some damage reduction as well, like, right when he first transforms. He gets dodge as well, but Evolution Blue Vegeta does cancel dodge the same way that UI Goku and Dragon Fist Super Saiyan 4 Goku do. Now, apparently, that doesn't work. Like, Janemba's Nullification apparently does block Vegeta's super attack, though, right? So it's like, the LR Super Saiyan 4s cannot counter Evolution Blue Vegeta. It doesn't, like, they're not able to do the super attack counter. But Janemba can. His Nullification works differently. Because notice how, like, when Janemba blocks it, or, like, when Gogeta, when they do their Nullification, there's a 0. You're taking 0 damage because they nullify it. So that, that's why that effect is now in the game. Now we can see, right? So, like, certain characters like Gogeta and Janemba, they have this Nullification. So, like, this boss right here, this Vegeta does a beam. Like, Janemba actually, again, will nullify Vegeta's Final Flash. if we, you know, put Janemba in front of it. Even though, like, you know, all these dodging units can't dodge Vegeta. So now we have an instance, because before people were saying, like, dude, like, Janemba's 50% chance to nullify, like, beam supers, that's literally just a worse version of 50% chance to dodge. And it's like, that was correct. Well, now there's actually an event where it matters that Janemba's nullifying and not just outright dodging, right? On top of the kick-ass animation that also plays. But yeah, Tech Gogeta looks great in here. You know, he is Rainbow Orb changing. He did give us a bit of a heal, right? You know, he did give us the Scouter effect for a number of turns to play with, which was still very valuable. Even if it's only 5 turns, still very valuable. We had all these active skills to play with, too, to do a lot of damage to Vegeta. One thing, for sure, this Vegeta is much squishier than GT Super Saiyan 4. Super Saiyan 4 Goku is like a brick wall. This Vegeta, he feels much squishier to me. Like, you seemingly just, like, get this portion of the fight done much quicker than, like, the Dragon Fist Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? He just feels tankier. But, I mean, one reason is because eventually Vegeta's gonna catch you with that final flash, and it's like, it's over. Like, AJL if UI Goku got hit by the final flash at the end here, like, I'm pretty sure we're dead. I mean, it's... Let me see. So how much damage does he take? He's just going to take 20k because he's not able to dodge. So it's just like, I think 20k is what he takes right here, which is definitely doable, right? But we can't like put him in slot 1 or something like that. Yeah, if that first attack had been a super, I'm pretty sure we would have been dead. With UI Goku, right? So we get to this turn, and by this point, it's like, it's pretty clear that I believe we've made it, because we have not even revived yet. Right, Gogeta creates Rainbow Orbs, so even without having links, without his passive and stuff like that, Gogeta has the easiest 24-key super attack in the game, right? Like, you usually have to go out of your way to not get the 24-key with Gogeta, right? He's so crazy. Again, I've talked about Bardock and how sort of mid he is. You know, there are other units who could potentially be good in here. Jiren, because Jiren's got type advantage in the strongest portion of the event, Jiren definitely would work well here, and you could save Jiren's active skill for this portion of the event. The 3-year anniversary Gogeta probably would work. That heal could be very, very clutch. Again, like STR LR Blue Gogeta is a non-factor. You can't use him in here. Can't use STR UI Goku. Namek Goku you could use, but you just have to get lucky with his guard, right? You have to get very lucky with his guard. Physical UI Goku is an option. Int Gogeta is good enough to get the job done with items, though. Not for the no-item run, probably not. Honestly, the powerful comeback category is not that big. LR Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is definitely a good option for this as well. And remember that Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, you could get his active skill and all the shenanigans with that LR Tech Gogeta unit on the team, right? Because that's a movie hero Goku, technically. So you will be able to get that in with that Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. But yeah, I mean, looking at a lot of the other options on the team, I mean, you could do LR Roshi. Again, the last phase canceling dodging does hurt, but like, you know, he could pair well with like Evolution Blue Vegeta or something like that. You know, they're at least gonna have some links. The only thing is, Turtle School. So, like, again, I guess you could bring just the multiple UI Gokus. Yeah, the powerful comeback category is pretty small right now. But again, I think, like, if you're using items, it's really not going to be that bad. Obviously, if you've got Tech Gogeta, he's one of the stronger units in the game for this. And I sort of got unlucky, too, with, like, how it ended up playing out with me, like, wanting to transform when I did. I'm telling y'all, if only Gogeta just had the same transformation condition as Vegito, he would just be so much better. I mean, maybe that's just how I play, because I like to beat all these events without using items, right? Sure. But, I mean, it's still, you know, guess what? I am playing without items, and without items, Vegito is better. Like, it's like, because you can transform whenever you want. The Scouter effect lasts longer. You know I'm the one that said, oh, the Scouter effect is probably, you know, you're not going to see it wear off that much. Well, it happened to me in this run. So, you know, it will happen here or there. But, again, Gogeta's still top 5 unit. Scouter effect is still crazy. Yeah, I'm very proud of my build for Tech Gogeta. 1 additional away from being max. I need a level 5 additional gold, which I don't think I've ever gotten before. And then this fodder. Bardock is so bad. I don't know. I could have ran physical UI over him, I guess. It doesn't matter. There we go. Powerful comeback, son. Let me know what you guys think. Goodbye.